It's early in the afternoon. Oh, let's have a good time today. I'm still in drag from last night.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if I flew like this?
Now, welcome back, Bianca, to the Philippines.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Or should I say, welcome back, because it's your third time.
You know, it's funny, I was just thinking down the way down on the elevator, I was like, I've been here a couple of times, and I always know each tour by which hair color I wore. So I wore gray hair the first time, and then I wore black hair the last time, and then now I'm wearing this orange hair. So it all worked out well. There we go.
Well, you always look good.
I try from a distance. That's why they're that far back.
That's why I would encourage you to class photography. So,
That's why they're far behind.
So how are you? How's the tour so far?
It's been great. We're currently now, I think you guys are going to be show 113, which is insane. So we started in February of last year in America and Canada, and we covered all that area. Then we went to the UK and Europe, and then I threw in Brazil, just cuz, and then we went to Mexico, then I just came from Hawaii, and then after this I head to Australia and New Zealand. So I'll have made myself completely around the world, which is wild to think about.
And we're excited and honored at the same time because we're one of two Asia's top of your tour.
Yes, correct. That is correct.
The next one will be Singapore, but of course we're going to prioritize Manila.
Yes.
We're in Manila.
Prioritize.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what can we expect from the Daddy Side tour, which is different from your other tours?
Well, I always say expect the unexpected because it really depends on the night. It depends on how much alcohol I have, and how much of it I remember because I'm at a certain age where things start changing in my brain. Yes, there is wine up here. I saw you look at it. It kind of goes hand in hand when you're in drag. I always say never trust a drag queen who doesn't drink because there's always a story. They're like the serial killers of the world. But it really depends on where I am, because of course some jokes change in certain countries that you're in, because if you're in the UK, they don't want to hear about things in America, and if you're in Brazil, they don't want to hear things about here, so you have to find those little pockets of fun. So I always say, expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected.
Correct.
Now, thank you, Bianca. Now, okay, that's it for me. I would like to turn over,
this is like,
for me and friends.
We're doing interview roulette. Okay.
Yes, our questions. Okay, guys, so, where's our mic? It's right over. Okay, we have one. There you go. So please, come over up. Feel free to approach the mic and ask your questions. Go ahead. Don't be shy. Bianca actually is nice. She doesn't want me to tell you that.
Well, no, I mean, technically I'm not nice. I'm going to pour myself a drink while you get these questions going. True alcohol.
So yes, just state your name, which publication or website or platform you're, and then you can proceed with the question.
One of us has to be sober. I guess it's you.
All right.
Hi, Bianca. I'm Ralph from Wolves.com.
Yes.
I love you.
You have very good taste. Thank you.
I have two simple questions. So first,
Two simple questions, and you're looking at the laptop. You couldn't memorize the two questions?
I'm just gonna ask you.
It's okay. Go ahead. Question one.
Number one, what keeps you coming back to Manila for your tours?
You had to read that off of paper. You can take notes, people. This is good. Well, listen. The thing is, if I can spread my hate to the masses, I will go anywhere, And I've always had a great time here in Manila, which is great. And LA Comic Live has been wonderful to have me every time that I've been here. So if it works out scheduling, I will be here at any point because I know that you people have suffered enough because you experienced Jingle Caliente. So I need to be here to make it better for you. To show you that some drag queens have talent. Yes. She's gonna kill me.
I love it. Yeah, and Betty.
Yeah. Do you know what's so crazy? I've known Jiggly since 2005, so we were friends way before Drag Race, back in the day. So we've had such a love-hate relationship with one another, and anytime I say anything about her, she's like, thanks for mentioning me. So she's gonna love every moment of this, okay? Any publicity is good publicity for Jiggly. Did you see that publicity picture? Speaking of, did you see for Drag Race where her toe was hanging out of that shoe?
Yeah.
I was screaming! Okay, so with that toe, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I love it. For my final question, what's your secret to staying energized and inspired for every show despite being dead inside?
That's a beautiful question. I say, listen, the crazy thing about touring is there's nothing glamorous about it, and you go from country to country, city to city. My assistant has been my friend for 25 years, who doesn't think I'm talented, doesn't think I'm funny, doesn't think I'm pretty, and makes me carry my own suitcases. So no matter what goes on, as you get closer to the show, all of those things that bother you, say your feet hurt or your jet lag, you can't hear out of one ear. The funny thing is, once you get on stage, everything just turns to magic. Because you sit back and think, this many people are coming to see you that you can't help but deliver. You just kind of float in that little bubble, like Glinda. Is it Glinda? Glinda, whatever. Anyway, you're like floating in that little bubble performing. So that's what brings me back to it, and that's been the magic of all of it. It's just getting to have an audience and have a reaction. You know, even an audience like this in the middle of the day, it's always fun. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And you have to read that from his laptop.
What was that?
So much. You have to read that.
You have to read that, thank you. I didn't see that.
I'm so sorry.
That was first as well. Yes.
Okay, yes, please. Just raise your hand and we'll approach you. Hi, it's Manila. Hi.
Hi! Oh, I'm loving this outfit.
Of course you do.
Of course.
I'm such a big fan since your season 6. That's way too old.
Yeah, you know, it's been 11 years, which is
Yes.
so great. Actually, we filmed in 2013 and it aired in 2014. So everybody tries to correct me online, but for me, it goes back to 2013. So it's actually been forever. Yes.
Yes. I've been a fan since your season, and I've become a comic myself.
Oh, this is good.
And unfortunately,
Yeah.
you've worked with a lot of Pinay queens
Yes.
abroad, and Manila, Ghibli. And how can you say about Filipino talent? What can you say about
Well, you know
Filipino
what's
drag queens?
well, you know what's funny. I'm glad you asked this question because everybody assumes that we all know each other, and because we're friends on social media, and then we get to meet each other like at a drag con or what have you. And when I do drag con, it's wild for me because I haven't kept up with the show. Spoiler alert: I have not kept up with every season that airs because there's so many. But every queen that comes up to me from another country, I'm always nice. I don't know who the hell they are. I always hug them. We take a photo. And it was just recently when I was in Brazil, and my twin, Plastique Tiara, was there.
Really?
That's not a joke. And the thing is, she says, "Can I bring Marina Summers to lunch?" I said, "Please do." So I officially met Marina, and then we went back and went, "Oh crap, oh shit." I met her like 4 or 5 times at a drag con before I knew she was Marina Summers, Marina turning the party Summers. So it's kind of like you meet them, and then you get to know them, and you get to see them showcase their talent later. So that's been the best part about all of it. But I think they're truly talented, with the exception of Manila and Jiggly. Yeah, yeah.
That's their goal. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm actually older than they are. Well, actually, Manila might be close to my age. Might be, yeah.
Thank you, Manila. Okay, we have. Well, the first time you met Marina Summers, I don't know if you remember this, the last show that you did at Sanitize.
Yes. We have a photo together, but there's also another photo of us at a drag con, which was in between a couple of years, and it was so crazy because when we looked back, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this was, she's like, I'm like, well, yes, because you meet so many people, but she's lovely and so talented, and she's this big, she makes me look like a man.
Okay, next question from our friends from the media. Okay, hi.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi.
Yes, I am Luca from Drag Fans Philippines. and-
Drag Fan Philippines. Oh, this is good.
Okay, so...
You got some hateful questions?
Sort of.
Okay.
Okay, so it's your third time doing a show here in Manila. It's your 113.
I believe, yeah.
Yeah, so my question is, when will you stop?
Jiggly wrote that question.
Okay, kidding aside, what makes Manila so special, knowing that this is your third time performing here?
Well, the great thing is, as I said, you've got a great team of people that get me here, and if it works out scheduling, I'm all about showing up and having a good time. And also, you guys are a great audience, I never thought, when I did Drag Race, as Seminella pointed out 52 years ago, I didn't realize that I would be traveling the world, or that anybody would even care about what I'm doing. So as long as you guys are interested, I'll be back just like monkeypox. I'll be on the case. I'll be on the case, yes.
That's your only question. Good. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, please, thank you.
Okay.
These are fun questions. I usually dread the questions. Usually they ask me some of the stupidest shit, but these are fun, so I enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you for doing your homework. Not you for who didn't learn the lines. Thank you. Hi, how are you, gorgeous?
Hi, Bianca. I'm David, representing FEB. Since winning season 6, you've been all over the world. What has been the best part of it for you?
Oh, in general, it's just the audiences. I can't say that enough. It's just globally getting to work, and also getting to work after all these years. It's been quite a long ride, and we've been around the world a couple of times. So it's just the idea of being on stage, no matter where I am, is always a treat. And when you have a receptive, fun audience, it's It's amazing. So that's been truly the best part. And one day you're gonna go, I'm tired of doing this, and my body can't keep up with this, or I'm feeling like, you'll make that decision. But I'm still currently having fun. Fingers crossed, watch me die tonight. Wouldn't that be something? Thank you.
Okay. Oh, Tita Baby.
Hi, Bianca.
Hi, love.
Hi, I'm Tita Baby from Drag Race Filipino.
How are you? Nice
I'm
to
good.
see you.
So, I'm just wondering, we all know that you're a scathing, shady queen when you do your comedy.
Yes.
How do you know when offensive is too offensive?
Well, the most offensive thing on stage is usually not something I say, it's this look. I think you have to have a sense of humor about yourself, first and foremost. There's no way on this earth, I mean, I joke about plastique, which I'll tell you that story in a minute, but I don't think I'm plastique, nor do I think I look like plastique, but in my mind, I like to joke. And the thing is, you have to know that you're a joke in order to get out there and perform. And the thing is, if I find it funny, I know someone else is thinking it. Now, some people can say, oh, I don't like that, or I don't think that's funny. Well, then it's not for you, Or some people say, you can't say this, you should be canceled, and this and that. And the thing is, I use this analogy, is that you've got someone like, say Celine Dion, okay? She's a brilliant singer. She's listed as a singer. We know who she is. She's put out hundreds of albums. She's performed everywhere. But you may not like every song. Every song is not a hit. But that doesn't mean Celine can't perform. It doesn't mean Celine's not talented. It doesn't mean Celine is not good. It just means that one you didn't like and we move on. So I think that's the case. But I always try to make fun of myself first before I make fun of anyone else. And usually the people that I'm making fun of are friends of mine. Like Jake and Manila, they can take it. Or anyone for that matter. Latrice loves it as well. I'll get a call and she'll say, I heard you said something about me. And I love it. So, I do it with the people that know they can take it and handle it,
Yeah. Follow-up question.
Yeah.
Have you ever said something on a show that you regretted?
Oh God, many times. Usually when I
How
say
do you
yes.
manage moving forward from that?
Well, the thing is, you learn, you go and you do, but I think that you don't harp on those types of things. I mean, there's times I've gone to Akron, Ohio. Have you heard of Akron, Ohio? It's not a place you want to visit. And I said, yes! And that was my biggest mistake, was going to Akron, Ohio. The hotel I was in was a former funeral home. So that's what I was dealing with at the time. So yes, I think you have those moments. I mean, I think 9 times out of 10, I'm more open to say, oh, that wasn't my favorite show, rather than, I don't think I've ever come off stage and went, I did it, it's done, it's amazing. I never feel that way. I feel there's always room for improvement with all of it. And the minute you think you've made it, you're fucked. You really are. You really are. You can't do that. You can't.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
You're
love.
fabulous.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tita Baby. Yeah. Okay, so we have John from Kumakaw.com. By the way, guys, just raise your hand if you want to ask Bianca questions. Please.
Hi,
And you're a fan.
Bianca.
Hi, John.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Well, I remember you from the last time. You were half dragged.
Do I owe you money?
No, no.
Okay, I get nervous when they say I know you from last time. Yes.
All right. First of all, I'm not here to talk about your foot, but can you tell us a little backgrounder about that orthopedic shoe?
Oh, that was a big shoe!
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this is crazy. Because Pit Stop is the, I was going to say recap show for Drag Race. They had been asking me for years to fill it and do it. Now, when you actually record that, it is a huge undertaking because you are actually filming it somewhat in time with the show airing. So you have to be available and accessible to them as they're editing the show while it's airing on television. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's not like they film a season and it's all edited and then we can all watch it and we film it. No, we kind of going along with the process. So I knew I wasn't going to tour because I was having foot surgery, and I actually had this crazy thing called hammer toe surgery. It's like when your bones are coming through. It's not pretty. Google it, you're going to go, what? Anyway, I was having trouble, and so they said, we need to do surgery. And I said, well, I'm going to be off my feet for a minute, and that's when it worked out for me to do Pit Stop. So I live in Palm Springs, California, which is about 2 hours away from Los Angeles. So I was schlepping back and forth, and I said, I will do it as long as you don't show my feet. And they said, no problem. We've got the camera, we can cut in close. I said, perfect. Day 1, on my shoe. My fucking shoe with the whole season. And I did 2 seasons back to back. So that was the issue, is that I couldn't wear heels at all. I couldn't even get my feet into any type of shoe except those little shoes that I had, which then I gave to Monet, who now just had foot surgery because she likes to copy me. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that story. Aside from that, I'm going to ask you about Adore Delano. She
Yes.
just recently called you her drag mother.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
How does that feel for you? And do you have other drag daughters, per se, that you would actually maybe realize later on that they could actually go into my footsteps?
Well, first of all, that's a lovely compliment because I adore Adore, and Adore was just with me at Christmas. She came visit me in Palm Springs. And I mean, come on, that's the best compliment there is coming from her. But I don't like children of any types, and I don't like to be a mother because then I can't be responsible for their erratic behavior. You see it on Twitter where all these queens are like, that's my daughter, and once they do something bad, they're like, I don't know her. So I don't want that responsibility, and I didn't have a drag mother, so to speak. I had lots of other queens that were helpful, but not one in particular. So I would be the person to tell them, clean your lace, put on some earrings because you're not that pretty, wear shoes that fit, wash your drag. So if that's being a drag mother, yes, it's also just somebody who complains, which is what I do really well. But I'm honored that she would say that. But I don't have any other drag children. I would be too scared to have them. I mean, you've seen some of them on Drag Race. No, I don't want responsibilities. No.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Okay, what's next? This is just a teaser of what we're expecting tomorrow at the Daddy Side show.
Oh, just a lot faster. Just a lot faster.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, Bianca. I'm from Metro Latin. My name is Marcy. I just have a few questions.
Sure.
Since your community continues to grow, even here in the Philippines, of course, it's widely recognized already. I just want to ask, what makes a drag queen happily during the competition, or at least not only on the competition, even in performing?
I think it's really just a question of, I don't think there's any particular formula to winning or to being a star of the show. I think that a lot of it has to do, which a lot of people forget, is personality. Your personality. I think there's very few people that possess the ability to be a drag queen. There's a difference between being a drag queen, a performing drag queen, and a reality show star. Do you know what I mean? There's a huge difference between the two. And very rarely do those two come together. Because you can love someone on TV, and then you go see them on stage performing, and you're like, well, that was shit. You know, like Miss Fame. And so the thing is, she's not a performer. She'll enjoy this. She's not a performer on that level. So it is a different thing. So you love her on the show, gorgeous looks, but it doesn't always translate on stage. So I think a lot of it has to do with personality. I think a lot of it has to do with attitude. You're going into a reality show. You're going to be showcased to the world. I think that you just need to adapt to the environment. And shockingly, as I sit here dressed like this, be yourself, which is so crazy. I think a lot of people get in their head and think that they know the game and got it figured out, or I'm going to be fierce and I'm going to turn the party. Well, no, just go in there and be a human being, and I guarantee the camera will pick it up. Because as you see, like with every winner from every season, they're all different. You know, there's so many different variations. There's no real plan, you know.
Yes, and thank you so much for your answer. It was such a good answer.
Oh.
And how does it feel here?
I mean, his face sounded like it, but you thought it was good.
It's been years since
There's a video of her doing a number on stage, and it's so brilliant. She looks gorgeous, but she turns around and she left all the clips in her wig. Check it out on YouTube. Go ahead, yes.
So it's been years. You've been serving for the drag community for so long. How does it feel to become an inspiration and also, set the standards for some?
You just called me old. That's what you just did. You just did it. No, I'm not mad at it. You know what's crazy? I didn't plan to do this long, and actually this year's 29 years, which is crazy to think about. So Drag Race came at a time which I was ready to quit. I was like, all right, this has been fun. It's been a good run. And remember when we started, when I started, it's like there was no internet, there was no YouTube, none of that stuff to actually follow. There was no reality show to take you out of the stratosphere. We were working in bars. There was no video recording phones of magic of that. So it was a different world. So I've had a great run, and I thought when Drag Race came, I thought, well, let me try it. Let me see how this goes. And that was that. But if it wouldn't have happened for me, and I don't necessarily mean winning, I just think having that experience, I could have easily just packed it up and said, this has been a good, at that time was 18 years, I believe. So yeah, so it's been a wild ride. So I didn't plan to do it this long. It's kind of crazy. And as many people, some of the people here said I should quit. So I'm not looking for, I mean, if I could easily say one day, I don't want to do it anymore, but it's still a fun ride right now. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still enjoying it.
And then, my last question.
Sure.
I'm sorry to talk about inspiration. If you could give one word to maybe drag queens or aspired LGBTQ to become a drag queen, what would it be?
I often get asked, what should they do for drag, or what's the right way? And I would say there is no formula. I think that you should do whatever makes you happy. And people say, you know, is it okay if I do drag? I said, honey, if a wig makes you happy, put the fucking wig on. Who am I to say you can't have this or have that? I think that's what it's all about. And I think that's what social media has shown us now, that even with drag in general, you've got, you know, queens that wear natural hair, you've got queens that are wearing clown drag, you've got queens that have beards, you have, you know, drag kings. I think everybody's welcome, and you should do whatever makes you happy. And if you don't like it, then you go, all right, this was fun, I had a little moment, and then you move on. Or you end up a bitter old drag queen like me 52 years later, as Salmonella pointed out, you then realize that, oh wow, this has just been the journey. I think you gotta do what makes you happy. You truly do.
Okay, what's gonna be the one word that you would like to...
Oh wait, it was one word I was supposed to give you? Oh shit! Oh, and you let me go on. You're like, girl, one word. The one word that I would use to tell young people. This is gonna be tricky because I don't think I've ever been reduced to one word. One word. This is challenging. Stop. Yeah, no. I would say faith. Not meaning in a religious way, but faith in what you do, faith in your performance, and that if things are bad, it can turn around. Does that work? Yeah. I don't know what's going on next. I don't know what's going on next door. There's a lot going on next door. Is there a park next door? Do you hear that? Yeah, stop would be the other.
That's funny queens to say.
That's what I tell them all. Stop now.
All right, next. Yes, hi.
Hello, I'm Ring from What's.com and MRF2 podcast. So speaking of one word from this.
Oh, speaking of one word, here we go.
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of your one word, all caps reply to drag race queens on Twitter.
Yes!
I think it's hilarious and brilliant.
So, I'll tell you the story about that, yeah.
My question is, has there ever been anyone who got offended by that? And what are your thoughts on their...
Oh, they all get offended. Who gives a shit? This is the thing about social media. I lived before social media, so it's one of those things where I don't find it as a vital tool for my life. Full of a room full of reporters, really. But I mean, on the case of, you know, I don't spread all of my life story online. And when I'm reading it, I'm scrolling through a drag queen talking about, blah, 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 I had to travel, I'm going here, someone else saying, oh, I'm so fierce, I'm so confident, there's a porn star saying, I just dropped this new video. And many times as I'm scrolling, I'm just thinking, I don't fucking care. And they could say they cured cancer, they could say they won an Emmy Award, and I'm still gonna put, okay, because it pisses them off, and it's nothing better than for somebody to write an entire diatribe about something. Well, I'm angry with this. United Airlines lost my luggage, blah, 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 I'll never fly them again, and I just put, okay, like, we heard you, and no one gives a shit. So, yes, I do get it. It really, really bothers Bob the drag queen, which I personally enjoy. Because of all the hate that he gives Monet, it's my only way to balance it out. But anytime I do it, it's usually in the middle of the night, and I like to do this either in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning. I'll look through some Twitter, I'll type okay, and then turn off my phone and let everyone fight it out. And then that evening, I can open up and go, and that's my favorite thing to do. So yeah, it's the best response. Because like, what are you gonna say to some of these people? People write too much shit online. Nobody fucking cares. Like, no one wants to read all of that. So you just go, okay, all caps, heard you, done, move it on. Yeah.
So, how fun is it to make fun of overly serious drag race fans?
Oh, it's hysterical. I love it. And the thing is that if you have a sense of humor, then it works out to your advantage. But a lot of these people are very serious, and it's almost like sports teams now. You know, some of these fans are collecting us like Pokemon. They are very serious about their groups. And my favorite thing is when they tell me, you can't say this about her. And I go, I'm friends with that bitch. I can say whatever I want. So if the girl I'm complaining about isn't mad, who the hell are you to tell me I can't say that? So that's what I find amusing. I truly do. But the people that are smart usually get it, and those are usually the people that come to see me. Yeah, the smart folks. The smart folks.
Thank you, Bianca.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was that supposed to be one word?
One word.
Oh, God. Okay.
Well,
Okay, that's not one word.
You answered okay, so that's
Okay.
okay. Hi, this is Luis.
Hi.
Bianca, I'm a huge fan and I'm so nervous right now.
Don't be nervous. I'm making a wig. You're fine. You want a drink?
As Drag Race evolves into the franchise that it is now, I'm just wondering if there's one thing you wish you had during your season that newer seasons now have, and what's one thing from your season you wish the newer Drag Race queens could experience?
Oh, that's a loaded one. Okay, so one thing I wish I could have that the drag queens now have is pretty Michelle massage. We didn't have that. No, I don't know. I often say, I don't want to fuck with the past. I go, what it was is what it is. I can't change it, and that's why I love it in retrospect. Now, I can say, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, but I can't change history. And it's one of the reasons why I haven't gone back to do the show, is because if you can't rob the same bank twice, unless you're James. So I just thought, I didn't want to go back because I had such a great time and I didn't know half the things that I know now, or the way that things are on Reddit, or the way that everybody discusses the show. I'm privy to so much information that I think it would kind of ruin it for me. So even though I was old at the time, I was grateful that I was unaware of what was happening around me, and there's nothing I would change because But overall, there's nothing that I would change about it at all. Because I mean, when our seasons were on, we were the only franchise that was around the world. So we had all eyes on us. And now that it's expanded, it's pretty amazing. But for us, we were the ones at that time that everybody was watching bootleg versions of, which is crazy to think about. And what was your second question? I'm sorry.
And what's one thing from your season
Yes.
you wish that your Drag Race could experience?
Michelle Visage's tits. They were so big. They were so big. They just sat on that desk. They were the biggest tits. And I was afraid. I got to know her after that because we traveled and toured together. And you know, Michelle's not a tall person at all. But if you put her two tits on top of one another, it was her height. That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really massive.
It was massive. It was massive. And she's always like, I don't know why everybody's looking at my tits. But we're at the airport. There's nowhere else for anyone to look. That's it. Literally. Big, big, big. But no, she looks great now. Doesn't she look amazing? I'm like, this bitch. She drank the potion.
You look better than her.
Oh, you're too calm. You're too calm.
And I have a second question.
What is going on next door? I can't hear you. What was that?
If there's one,
They're doing bingo
if
next
there's
door.
one person
Talk to me. Oh, 69!
who could rip you to filth and you wouldn't dare respond, who would it be and why?
Okay, I can't say that there'd be someone that I wouldn't respond, but there is someone that makes me cackle in the ridiculousness of themselves. And just because you never know what she's gonna say, I don't know if it'd be a read, I don't know if it'd be a recipe, I don't know if it'd be a haiku, but that would be Alyssa Edwards. She is insane, and I love anytime I'm around her because I have no idea what you're gonna get, no idea what she's gonna say, and she comes up with such foolishness that it brings me joy. So I would like to just, anything she's got to say about me, I will cackle. Yeah, because she's wild. Have you met her?
No.
Ooh, she is wild. She's just as crazy as you imagine her to be. Nuts.
You're the first Drag Race winner that I met, actually.
Oh, look at her. Look at her. Salmonella's all pissed off now. She's sitting there going, you met me? They said winner, Salmonella.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jacob, yeah, there you go. Jacob is from season 3.
Hi, Jacob. How are you?
Hi, I'm from season 3 of Drag Race Philippines.
And how'd it go? How'd it go? Was it all good?
It's not good, girl.
Oh,
Today.
oh no!
You said earlier that you're very thankful that you still have, you still travel and work.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask about other new girls from other franchises that didn't really get a chance to try after your season. Do you have any suggestions for them or advice? I'm gonna make you my life advisor.
Okay, no. Listen, the thing is though, I gotta tell you though, it's interesting because when our season was airing, I started doing every club gig there was. In the beginning, we were doing lots of club gigs. And then I planned a show, and I was doing the show anywhere I could do the show. Now, over the 10, 11, 12 years, whatever it is, depending on my math, all I have really done is tour. And I have seen many of my friends, like, you know, Bob has gone on and done television. I have seen Other people, James have gone and done Broadway, different stints and things like that throughout the career, and I always stuck with touring. I would plan my life around touring, and when I toured, I would go from one end, which I didn't know at the time, would start in America and cover, you know, the globe. But once I was done, then I would have like a year break to do some other fun projects, but then I'm always planning to do the next one. So I've always kept that momentum rolling. So for me, this was always the case. I've always been touring, and I've kind of missed out on a lot of television and film stuff because they'll call you up at the last minute and say, hey, can you do this? And you're just not available. For instance, that episode of Drag Race where they have all the winners come back and there's that fucking clown there because I got the call about 2 weeks before and I was filming Hurricane Bianca in Texas and they said, we need you in a week. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, we need you in a week. I said, well, what for? They said, well, we can't tell you. You know how they're secretive. I said, well, you gotta tell me what it is because I'm filming this independent film and I'm kind of in every scene and I can't just leave. And they said, well, we need you for a part of this where the other winners are gonna be there. They're like, you know, BB's gonna be there and Violet's gonna be there. I said, of course they're gonna be there. They don't have jobs. So this was, I said, just get a clown, nobody would miss me. They got a clown. What do you remember from that episode? The fucking clown. So the thing is, I was always on the road, and the trick was you have to go to the audiences, you know? And at the time, I said yes to every club gig there was, whether the pay was, you know, $100 or if it was $1,000. I said yes to all of it because those are the people who will support you in the career. I think a lot of drag queens get on Drag Race, especially now, and assume that once they're on television, I got it made and people are gonna pay top dollar. That's not how it works. You have to win over an audience. And also, the people that supported you before Drag Race will be quick to call your ass out after. You can't act fancy. You can't act fancy. You gotta keep those real friends around you that say, bitch, you ain't worth nothing. And that keeps it going. But I think generate that audience, you know? Anytime you can perform and if it makes sense for you to go and do it, do it. If anything for the experience, that's what I always say. Even if it's the worst gig in the world, I can leave there and go, now I got a great story. You know, so you never know what to expect. But I say go to the audiences is the best way to do it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Another question? Okay.
It's kind of a follow-up question, but how about RAWR girls who pivoted their career to a different path? Does it look like you're giving up on drag, or is it just another, just like what you said, like keeping the momentum, like doing stuff out of drag? Do you have any like advices for that?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think that you should do whatever you're comfortable with. You know, there's many times there's things where I say, yeah, I want to do, there's some vanity projects that I've said, okay, yeah, I'd like to do this where I'm not in drag. But I mean, I'm not at a place where I'm well aware that this is kind of what I've established, and so this is what people expect and want to see. I'm not on RuPaul's level where I say, I'm going to be your man today. But you know, for me it is smoke and mirrors, and it is part of it, and this is the armor that I wear when I'm on stage. And so if I don't have it, my drag on, I don't think it translates as well. Now it's happened because they've lost my fucking luggage a couple of times, but as we always say, what's a drag queen without their luggage? A man. And so I had it happen recently in Canada. I was there, I got to Canada, and I was in a weird part of Canada, and my bags didn't arrive. My makeup arrived, but not my clothing. So I got to the venue, we're about an hour and a half away from the airport, and they're like, when it gets here, we'll send it out to you. Well, it didn't get there, so I had my face on, and the big question was, do you cancel the show? You know, there's 1,000 people there, and I said, you can't cancel the show. So I kept my face on, I wore a onesie, and went out and did the show with a hat and no wig, and it was just the same. But you also have to follow through with your commitments. I think that's important. So if you're gonna do it, do it. If you're gonna do it in drag, own it. If you're gonna do it out of drag, be prepared for somebody to complain and call you lazy, because they will. So just remember that if you do it, just stand by and say, this was my choice, and this is what I want to do. But I say yes to everything, everything. I'm here talking to him, I say yes to everything. I'm kidding.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jake could make the word bonding trend on social media.
Oh,
Bonding.
really?
Yeah.
See, look at what you're doing. You got this together. You just gotta make it merch now. Make it merch. No, this is good. Make it merch, babes.
Thank you, Jake. We're down to the last two.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello,
Hi.
my name is Keiko from Babaylanas, an LGBTQI organization
Hi, Keiko.
in the Philippines. My question is very serious.
Oh, great, we love serious questions.
I want to ask, what are you looking forward to eat in Manila? And at the same time, what do you think about the Filipino guys?
Well, this is a good question. Okay, so well, maybe I want to eat a Filipino guy. No, I say, you've got to tell me what I should eat. Now, you see, I got to be careful because I'm here tonight and then I actually have the show tomorrow and then I travel. So what do you suggest that I eat? What's going to be that? I can't do dairy, though. So what's a good thing? You tell me. Any suggestions?
Well, other than guys, for sure.
Yeah. Like, what would be your ideal thing for me to eat? I like spicy. Yeah.
Try to eat Pickle Express.
What is this called?
Pickle Express.
Pickle Express?
Pickle. Pickle.
I'm trying to pretend like I know what you're saying, but okay. And what do they have there that's good?
That's coconut milk with pork. It's very spicy.
Okay, this is good. I can do that. Why don't I do that, and then if you come to the show tomorrow, I'll give you a full report. But if I'm not at the show tomorrow, you know what happened. Okay? Yeah.
It is a very spicy dish.
I like spicy. I do like spicy. Can you imagine? Yeah.
I think Pao, we have
my tongue on fire.
You love spicy.
I do. I have to like spicy.
We love spicy food in the Philippines. Yes. Hi.
Hi. Good afternoon. My name is Pao. Wait lang. Recently, there are online conversations about some fans experiencing drag fatigue.
Drag fatigue.
They say it's because there's just so many drag events and drag shows that globally. First of all, do you believe that there's such a thing? And if so, what can you say to fans who are experiencing this?
Well, I think that, listen, there's perks to drag being 9,000 franchises, because drag is in people's living rooms and people get to showcase their talents. I think that's amazing. There's also a downside to it. There can also be a lot of queens in the world. There's a lot of people that are producers that are trying to make money and putting shows together, and it is what it is. But it is quite a few queens that exist now. And as I said, it was different for me in the beginning because we were the only franchises people were watching at that time. So we were able to globetrot. And now you've got people here that have their own set of queens. You've got queens in the UK that can work there locally as well. So I just think the pool has gotten a lot more people in it. And there's only so many audience members that can come and see it, and it gets harder, I think, for everyone because you have to pick and choose. Also with the economy and the way the world works and the way, it's a crazy time in general. So I think you do have to pick and choose what you want to go and see. So it is amazing that drag is as popular as it is, and it's also hard because drag is so popular, and I don't know what the right answer is for anybody. I do, as I said earlier, a lot of people like to collect Pokemon drag queens, so they'll go to the show where there's 10 of them. For instance, when I do a tour, I try not to tour in December because it's Christmas and it's the worst time to travel, especially in America. Traveling across, and weather is always a problem, and there's like 9,000 Christmas shows that are happening at the same time. So I try to make those conscious choices, as well as trying not to tour in the summer because it's Pride, and a lot of Pride events are happening, so you'll have to compete with that. So you got to find your own strategy, and I think your core fans and the core base of people that appreciate you will support you. And if not, they might skip a year and catch you the next time you come around. Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
You're good with that?
Yes, and also all drag queens should quit. Yeah. Everybody should quit except me. Yeah.
I think you're done. We're good with that. If you have further questions, you can always X or tweet Bianca.
Oh yeah.
She's gonna reply with a one word.
Okay. Okay.
That's okay. So thank you everyone for your thoughtful and engaging questions. Now before we wrap up, Bianca, could you share some final words inviting your fans to catch the Dead Cycle presented by LA Comedy Live?
Yes, well, I'm excited to be here again once again. We've got lots to talk about because a lot is going on in the world, or in my world, as we say. So I am looking forward to being here tomorrow, if I can survive my meal from that restaurant that I'm going to have. And I'm excited to be here once again. So tomorrow night is the show here, and then I head off after I leave here to Singapore. So as always, thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to me ramble, even when I was supposed to give a one-word answer. I appreciate it, and I hope to hear from you and see you at the show tomorrow night. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Bianca, before we let you go, I would like to invite some of our drag artist friends to join you.
Oh, of course.
If you don't mind.
No, of course. Yes, I mind. Yes.